When people talk about shoes that completely changed the sneaker game, they always mention this pair. In this vintage orange box is one of my absolute favorite pairs in the entire collection. And I know I say that a lot, but it's true. Right here we have a vintage pair of Air Max 1s from 1987. Check these bad boys out. Original colorway, white mesh with red and gray. These are absolutely beautiful. It's hard to believe that they're 26 years old. Anyway, this pair of shoes was pivotal in the evolution of the sneaker. It's the first pair of shoes that features visible Nike Air. So when you look right here at the sole of the shoe and you see this window, this is where it all got started. And nowadays, visible Air is in all sorts of different Nikes. So this shoe was designed by Tinker Hatfield. It originally came out in 1987. It's called the Nike Air Max. Nowadays, people refer to it as the Nike Air Max 1. But back in those days, it was just the Air Max. And Tinker's inspiration for these amazing shoes was the Georges Pompidou Center in France. Nike's known for sending its designers and executives all around the world for inspiration. And in this case, Nike sent Tinker Hatfield all the way to France. And Tinker was blown away by the Georges Pompidou Center. In fact, go on YouTube, type in Tinker Hatfield interview, and you can watch an 8-minute interview about that building and how it inspired him to design these shoes. The gist of it is that building was big and bright and made a bold statement. Hence, you've got the bright colors all around this shoe, and you'll notice that the visible air window in here was inspired by the Georges Pompidou Centers being built with a lot of glass and transparency. So you could look at the building and actually see the parts in it lifting up the elevator and things like that. And Tinker thought, wow, I'm going to make a shoe and reveal the technology to the world. And the Air Max 1 was born. There's an incredible quote in that interview. And Tinker says, when you sit down to design something, it can be a toaster, a building, or a shoe. What you design is really a culmination of everything you've ever seen and done in your life previous to that point. And that quote really rang loud in my head. And when I decided to build the ShoeZeum, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted it to be a culmination of everything I've ever seen and done in my life previous to that point. So I dug deep into my world of Nike and into my love of collecting and into my ability to display things, and I put it all together, and that's really what the ShoeZeum is. A culmination of everything I've ever seen and done in my life previous to that point. That's what Tinker said about these Air Max 1s, and I believe that when you really make something beautiful and you build something, you should take that statement to heart. Anyway, we can watch the evolution of the Air Max over the past 26 years. The ShoeZeum has more than 600 pairs of Air Maxes. At any given time, you can go on eBay, search for ShoeZeum Air Max, and you'll be able to see which ones are available for sale.